the Vancouver Canucks is a team that I feel that I have to talk about. I watched them last night. They look way different than what they were before. And they looked different for a while, and this win streak, it kept going. If they lost, I wouldn't be doing this, but they won again to improve their win streak to 7. So at this point, I feel like it's necessary that I make a video talking about what has changed. What's changed since Bruce Boudreau got here? How the Vancouver Canucks changed under Bruce Boudreau. That's also going to be the title of this video. But they just look different. They don't look like the same team. So what I want to do is first I want to look at their stats, and then I want to look at their player production and see how everything's changed and pinpoint exactly what's been wrong. It's sort of like what I did with the Devils, but this is in a good way because the Devils was in a bad way. So Vancouver, their record before this whole 7-game win streak, before Bruce Boudreau took over, was 8-15-2. It was terrible. It looked like they're never going to make the playoffs. They might have been over 10 points out at that point, maybe 8. Anyway, it was far back. Looked like they had no chance. All of a sudden, 7-game win streak. Bruce Boudreau takes over, and now they've evened out their record to 15-15-2. And they're only 4 points back of a playoff spot right now. If they win tonight, they'll only be 2 points back of a playoff spot, which is just crazy. So Vancouver, they fought their way back, and now let's get into the stats. All right, so now you'll be seeing the stats since Bruce Boudreau took over. I'm not going to show their stats before, but just know all these stats are large improvements. I will explain. Their goals before, throughout the season, was rocking below a 2.5. It was at like a 2.45, and now it's at a 3.29. So their shoot-first mentality that Bruce Boudreau's brought to them, the whole system, has improved the amount of goals they're scoring. Their goals against gone down a large amount, and a large factor to this is Thatcher Demko's amazing run, which I'll get to in a bit, but it's been amazing. And their their penalty kill, their atrocious penalty kill, there was at 62% at one point. I think it was really low. It was really bad. Right now it's rocking at an 87.5, which is really good. So it's odd to see their penalty kill just go from one of the worst to one of the best over the last 7. But their penalty kill, this is just like they're 14 for 16. They're top 5 in the league. If they average these numbers, it would be like a top 5 penalty kill in the league. And not only that, but their power play, which wasn't bad, it actually wasn't a problem for them. It was just mediocre, middle of the road. Well, it's gone up to 27.8, which would also be like a top 5. So their special teams have been great. They've been good 5-on-5 since Bruce Boudreau took over. And the shots for and shots against, I know you can't see their previous ones before, but all I have to say is their shots for has gone down a little bit, oddly enough, with that shoot-first mentality. But really what I'd like to focus in is that their shots against has gone down like a whole two shots against per game, which is quite a bit. So they're allowing a lot less chances, and they're shooting more. And just their special teams is a lot better. So everything here, everything's better. And obviously that makes sense because they're on a 7-game win streak, so you're not going to see certain things be worse and better. But you'll see everything be better. It's just what's more better than others. Like their penalty kill, amazing. But now to Thatcher Demko. So I'm going to have a whole page on Thatcher Demko right here. Sort of. You'll see a few stats, not a lot. Thatcher Demko, before this, had a 9... Before the whole takeover of Bruce Boudreau, I believe he was around a 9-10 save percentage. That's gone all the way up to a 9-20, and in his last 6 games, he's had a 9-58. So he is an amazing goalie. I always watched him and thought he was underrated, and that some of the goals he allowed, he had no chance on. It's just Vancouver's defense was so bad, and a lot of these goals, like his 9-10 save percentage, I always thought he played above that, and now it's showing. Vancouver allowing less prime chances and stuff, and even when they allow some, you got Thatcher Demko back there, because he can probably make one of those amazing saves a game. But he's just been lights out, which is a big factor to Vancouver's goals against coming down, as well as their 7-game win streak. The one game Halak played in, he didn't play that great, but when that goals for, shoot first mentality, got them the win. But anyway, Demko's always there for them. He's playing great. Actually, Halak will be in tonight, but Demko, been amazing. And then we go to the players. The players we have, JT, the players, we see the production on here. You see that most of them have gone up, if you look. JT Miller, 11-7. JT Miller's been playing great the whole season, but he's been on a really hot run since Boudreau took over. Quinn Hughes, 7 assists in 7 games. He looked amazing in that game I watched last night. He was really noticeable, making a lot of great passes. And he's also like a point per game pace. He's just been great. Garland, only 4 points in 7 games, which is fine because I was watching him again. I watched the game last night. Garland looked great, as did Horvat, as did Pearson. All these guys' production, Horvat and Pearson's, have gone up quite a bit since Green left, especially Horvat, because he was having a rough year. Then Bruce takes over, everything's fine, and he had a lot of chances last game as well. And then Höglander, I know the production isn't amazing, but he's tenacious on the puck. He never gives up. He looked fine. And Podkolzin might not be giving you what you hope for, but honestly, he's still really young. You never know with young guys. So overall, just everything's gotten better. If I had to even pinpoint it on one thing, like I said, I think it would have to be the penalty kill isn't costing them games, because there would be games where they'd lose 4-3 and 3 of the goals against would be penalty kill. So I think one of the biggest things, penalty kill isn't causing them, and they are shooting more. If I had to say 2 things, I'd say shoot first mentality, gotten them a lot of goals because they're not just, it changes everything. And their penalty kill has been amazing. So that definitely helps, considering how bad it was before. So that's my 2 things that I think. I'd love you to tell me what you pinpointed on this whole, what Bruce Boudreau has changed about the Canucks the most that have led them to get the most wins. But I even put on my Canucks hat. You can't even see that, but I'm wearing my Canucks hat for this one, you know? And I'm not even a big Canucks fan, but it was cheap, so I got it. But no, you tell me what you think they've been doing right. But it's just been hell of a run for the Canucks, and we'll see how long this goes. How long do you think this will go? I could see it hitting 10. Could they push Edmonton out of playoff spot? And Edmonton's my favorite team, and I would not like to see that. But I won't be mad. I'm angry at Edmonton right now. They're annoying. The way they're coached. I'd be fine if Tippett got fired, actually. I don't know how Edmonton worked their way into the conversation, but Vancouver, they could end up finding their way to a playoff spot. And that would be insane to see. It would be like a whole St. Louis situation, but all over again, and a little earlier in the season, but still. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. That's my conversation for the Canucks today, and I am going to go on to film my next video, which will be MVP player on each team so far this season. So this will be posted tomorrow, so I don't know if they beat the Kings. They played the Kings the night I'm shooting this. I won't be watching that one. I'm going to watch the Calgary one tonight, probably, but we'll see how they go. So, yeah. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you then.